John. Welcome to Beyond the Numbers.
Hey there, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for that warm and exciting introduction. The way you describe it, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, right? Pretty awesome. All right, well, let's start this way. You've had an interesting career path from Zynga, the global leader in interactive entertainment, through various ventures to where you're now at Seismic Studios, your own S Corp. Can you walk us through the key inflection points in your career where you discovered what truly drives you? What made you transition from being in engineering teams to leading them, and then to focusing on building elite teams for other organizations?
Yeah, that's a great question. I can remember the exact moment when I discovered what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And it was probably about 10 minutes after I got into the Ultima Online beta in the late 90s. I was working at a wireless software company doing location-based services, building software solutions for doing real-time vehicle tracking for, large fleets. That's, fairly buzzwordy and very, B2B. And, playing one of my first online games when I was playing Ultima Online, I'm like, online social games are going to be the future. I don't want to do any more of this enterprise software build out craziness. I want to focus on consumer technology and building entertainment and, experiences for people that scale to millions of players. That would probably be one of the biggest ones for me to make a decision about where I wanted to focus and why I jumped in to join a company called Empath Interactive. Ironically, I joined in their enterprise sales group, not in their engineering group, which was also a transformative moment because it got me to see the full value stack. A lot of times there's like this real, engineering builds the products, hubris or elitism that some engineer, I was as guilty of that as anybody, to say, hey, I build all this stuff. I'm super cool and this is amazing. To understand that it's a team effort to get stuff into people's hands and shipping products and making everything successful. So I think that, that sort of 1-2 punch kind of put me on a very different track fairly early on in my career. I would say that the transition from being in engineering teams to leading them happened shortly afterwards. And there's this notion in software development of what's called a 10x engineer, who's usually a person who can do orders of magnitude more work than the average engineer. You don't measure a good engineer by saying he's 15% better or 3 times better. It's usually they are 10 to 1,000 times better because of the way that they think about problems differently. And what I discovered is that while, you can be a very talented engineer and you can plow through problems very quickly, at the same time, if you don't think about the soft skills and the way that you're interacting with the rest of the team around you, you could be a massive professional train wreck. I would have people leaving meetings in tears early on in my career. And somewhere along the way, I just realized, I can't just plow my way through my entire career successfully here. I've got to make some changes in the way that I do things and the way I interact with people.
Good for you, right? That's awesome.